As its title suggests, Episode 2 of Domina's second season revolves around the much-anticipated wedding between Livia's youngest son Drusus and Octavia's youngest daughter Antonina. But things go awry when a fabricated dream, old wounds, and crisscrossing love affairs start getting in the way. Despite having successfully dispatched Drusus's mistress last episode, it turns out that Livia's work isn't done just yet. Octavia, manipulated by Marcella and Domitius's scheme, suddenly objects to the union. The animosity between the two matriarchs festers still, as Octavia fervently believes Livia to be behind her son Marcellus's death. Disturbed by Marcella's claim that Marcellus came to her, dream to reject Antonina's marriage, Octavia's hatred toward Livia and her progeny is revived. She's even willing to make her daughter priestess rather than let her marry Drusus. Faced with the prospect of a crucial union failing, Livia and Gaius must do whatever it takes to get the two betrothed children to the altar. This episode puts the focus on the intricacy of love and politics within Gaius's family. Talks of marriages and baby-making are ever present, underlining just how consequential these are to secure power in Roman society. It also highlights the messiness that is the second generation's love entanglement. It took a bit of time to map it all out, but I finally figured out who's sleeping with who while married to whom. Days of Our Lives has nothing on this show. The relationship charts can be a bit messy, and at times hard to discern since some of the girls look similar, but the show does a great job of fleshing out each character's internal motivation. The multiple intrigues in the family, coupled with the emotional tolls it takes on them, provides plenty of juicy drama to satiate in. While the first episode gave you a taste of Domina's complex power dynamics, Wedding gets to the meat of it all. Livia once again shows just how fearsome she is. Not only are her machinations brilliantly and mercilessly executed, this time we've got more perspectives of her through other characters' eyes. With Gaius, you see just how much Livia's allure lies in her strategic mind. Gaius relies on Livia's insights to determine his steps, but he grows cold when she attempts to quash an argument by seducing him. Once again, it shows just how complicated these two are together, though ultimately, their synergy always works no matter the cost. Meanwhile, Livia, according to others, especially the second generation in the series, paints a much harsher picture. The direct casualties of her ambition, everyone from her in-laws to her own children, sees her as a cunning monster never to be trusted. They might not be powerful enough to resist her influence, but that doesn't stop them from warning others against her. In one episode alone, we see daughter-in-law Vipsania laments Livia's pressure twice. First, when she and Tiberius imagine a life away from her, and then later when she warns Antonina to watch out for her future mother-in-law, stepdaughter Julia, warning her lover Iulus that working for Livia is going to come back to bite him, and most poignantly, Octavia, perpetually dressed in black to mourn Marcellus, desperately trying, to no avail, to convince everybody that Livia murdered her son. Ultimately, to Livia, the only thing that matters is restoring the Republic, and if she must become a monster to do that, so be it. Still, that doesn't mean she's not conflicted about it. In a rare, tender moment, an alone Livia prays in her father's crypt, asking that the burden be taken away from her. Her crusade eats her up inside, but she shoulders on like a good-faith martyr. This dichotomy of Livia's private and public faces makes her such a compelling character to follow. Smutniak once again excellently portrays all facets of Livia's life. Her striking feature already lends the character a queenly air, but it's her natural line delivery and chameleon-like facial expressions that truly seal the deal. An interesting comparison of note is the vastly different ways Smutniak and Forlani play their characters. While Smutniak's performance is understated, contemporary almost, Forlani's Octavia is theatrical and grandiose. This serves as a great contrast between the two warring women, with Livia representing the future and Octavia a remnant of a majestic past. Another standout of the episode is the merry-go-round of romantic entanglements. By the middle of the episode, it's almost comical how everyone is sleeping with each other's spouses, within the family, on family grounds. In a twisted way, it says something about their close-knit bond, since, barring a few notable exceptions, these people show genuine care for each other, even the much-feared Livia. As the couple at the center of the vortex, Antonina and Drusus shine both individually and together. The arranged marriage between spoiled Antonina and idealistic Drusus is bound to be interesting going forward. With so many characters and plot lines to juggle, the show moves at a brisk pace. The transition between scenes flows smoothly, with clever intercutting that drives home a point of irony. The incorporation of little-known ancient Rome customs give the world-building of the show extra authenticity, like when a character only sleeps with her lover when she's pregnant, so she can be certain the baby is her husband's, the traditional Roman way, they said. The time Antonia uses a slave to teach Antonina about lovemaking and explains to her what a well-bred lady should and should not accept in the bedroom, or the brief detour involving ancient Rome's temple culture. Beyond just wearing togas and living in high-column houses, these small details make Domina's world come alive. Tightly plotted and brimming with powerful character moments, Wedding is the show firing on all cylinders. Unlike Gaius's Gladiator, this episode gets a thumbs up from me.